I heartily welcome our spiritual leaders and fathers, the traditional rulers, and of course, the eminent scholars that are present here. I also warmly welcome members of the family of the inaugural lecturer. I can see the wife, the children, and of course, Papa is here. Professor Oyekwelu, I really rejoice with you and congratulate you for being given the opportunity to deliver the inaugural lecture for today. I also appreciate you for attaining the pinnacle of the academic career. Being a professor, is not a mean. Inaugural lecturers, of course, give the opportunity for the lecturer who have distinguished himself in academic and attained the peak of his career to present the account of their stewardship in scholarship and research that have imparted on the society, the country, and the world at large. Today, it is gratifying that it is the turn of Professor Jonathan Oyekwelu to embark on this exciting and historic enterprise of delivering the 87th inaugural lecture. Jonathan Oyekwelu was born at Abagana in Anambra State on the 25th of February in 1967 to the family of late Chief and Chief Mrs. Nwoye Oyekwelu. He had his primary education at Our Ladies of Fatima Primary School, Jos. He also attended St. Murumba's College, also in Jos, for his secondary school. On completion of the secondary school in 1986, he was admitted into the Department of Forestry and Wood Technology of this great 91. Granted appointment as a graduate assistant in the Department of Forestry and Wood Technology of this university. He later obtained his master's degree from Futa and doctoral degree in forest silviculture in Germany in 2001. In spite of an offer into faculty position at the chair of silviculture in Germany, he returned to Futa in January 2002. Jonathan, by dint of hard work, rose through the rank and was promoted a professor in 2012. Professor Oyekwelu, thank you. Professor Oyekwelu is a brilliant scholar. He has won several scholarships, including the prestigious Alexander von Humboldt Research Fellowship. As a researcher and mentor, Professor Oyekwelu graduates. Professor Oyekwelu has published over 99 journal articles and 16, and 5 PhD degree students. He is currently supervising 2014, Futa Development Committee 2009 to 2000, the editor-in-chief of Applied Tropical Agriculture, and of course that journal is online and one of the best in the country. Academic position, and he picked Yoruba language and was also able to acquire a wife in Yoruba land.
It was at this point that I fell in love as the assistant in the Department of Forestry and Wood Technology, Futa, proceeded to obtain my master's and PhD degree in forestry. And today, by the grace of God, I am a professor of forestry. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, the question is, why did God block all my intention to change from forestry? The simple answer is, because he had good plans for me. Because God wanted to give me a future and a hope, I must confess that today I am grateful that God frustrated my efforts to change from forestry so that His good plan for me may come to pass. Over the years, I have continued to fall in love with the forest. I have continued to marvel at the beauty of the forest, its complexities, its mysteries, values, potentials, inexhaustible wealth, and its ability to renew and replenish itself. The forest is a source of many hidden treasures. The forest is known to contain such great diversities of life that it will take mankind's entire existence on earth to discover and describe them. In the course of my career, I have visited different types of forests, and I loved the experience, the feeling of homecoming. When you visit an undisturbed natural forest, for instance, you find tranquility, you find quietness, peace, beautiful and melodious music from the various lives in it. You find fresh air, clean water, etc. This will make you to become one with the forestry, and there will be no place for stress, worry, greed, anger, etc. The forest makes your heart gentle. Despite this far-reaching importance of the forest, it has suffered enormous and unquantifiable damages. Compared to other ecosystems on Earth, the forest has suffered and is still suffering the worst antagonism. Humans, wildlife, and natural catastrophes have and are still destroying the forest at alarming rates. Humans are responsible for about 13 million hectares of deforestation every year. It is estimated that annual forest establishment is about 5.7 million hectares, and when it's taken into consideration, the annual rate of forest loss will be 7.3 million hectares per annum, which will translate to 20,000 hectares of forest loss per day, an area that is equivalent to 13 to 31 times the size of Futa campus by humans. But in its numerous ways, LWT department, inaugural lecture to be delivered, Vice Chancellor from Forestry Department. A forest inside of animals, both macro and micro species, with edible parts, some of which are shown. One, every human being, empowerment, etc. It is unresting from the forest, which Adam, in response to the mandate from God, exploit and increase both a forest management family profession to other professions, but we must for at least parts of their livelihood and well-being. 0.7% and 31% land use types, respectively, while only 30.7%. It is happening now in the forest, which is about the savanna is also expanding forest, coupled with a threat. Can the Nigerian forest be managed? And no or yes. The answer is no. Management, in obedience to the mandate, are far from being sustainably managed, insufficient for our domestic consumption. Forests in particular are far beyond and restoration of degraded forest is between 90 to 98%. Since and post-abandonment techniques which were then abandoned, species diversity, species similar, conservation indices, and or larger than trees in primary and degraded forests. In addition, establishment and re-establishment was zero, as well as the ability to produce. Density management will lead to single species forest stand, which will lead to extinction of some species, studies, and those of others. In addressing the effect of medium to long-term plantation, science, technology of managing trees, and 13 observe that urban population in Nigeria, which is to function like the garden of, as indicated by the percentage 3%, roots, seeds, exhalation of trees with good fruits in the last decade. We have which needs some regeneration management system for sustainable forest management in Cross River State, and concluded that true meaningful partnership between the state and communities in Cross River State have 0% in the bottom-up approach to planning process. Use vertical stratification and number going back to the Garden of Eden and have not been revised and updated. It's a mechanism to the indicative high forest inventory forest enterprises. Generally, forest operations does not and return to the Garden of Eden, reduction of deforestation. 4. Engagement of forest dwelling community was a forest management, since he provided Adam and his family all the resources for management. The Nigerian forest can be repositioned but should return to the Garden of Eden by among trees. This will elongate our lives, will make us live longer, and will make us be healthier. Futa should take the lead, should be a strong will and committed for effective implementation and exploration by government forest out of the ordinarily obscure and insignificant need. I am what a auntie, mama, through secondary school, investing Mrs. Caroline Udogu for the motherly role she has been playing in my life and those of my siblings. Her children, Mr. Ruben Oyekwelu, Elder Aino, your constant prayer for us, your love, encouragement, and leadership. It is very painful to me that clan and their families. I'm grateful to my teacher leadership. I thank my other teachers at Semumba College, Jos, Professor Joseph Adiola, Mrs. Margaret Mela, and encouragement my personal career and academic program. I appreciate with my students both within and outside Nigeria. Great is living in me. Manuel Ogoji, Mr. and Mrs. Innocent Usege, Pastor Anthony Infon, Professor Francis Agbidie, Mr. at Peace Avenue, Futa. I broke how true and why Abimbola Onyinyechuku Oyekwelu, my friend destiny. You have always provided me with true love, undiluted loyalty. Idingozi Uluwa. I thank you for listening.
Please, you can say that in the last few months, because it's my student to the Garden of Eden. Balogun for Vice Chancellor of Elisa Ajibefu, VC. Professor Francis Agbiye. We have some of our members of council here. Architect Professor Akintunde Akindaunsi, member of council. Professor Agbede, a member of council. Professor Olabode Koriko, the dean and member of council. Professor of Makodi and Mrs. Representative Adelodun Aino. Pastor and Mr. Southwest Charismatic
for